Hello, my name is Technical Sergeant Gorbet, and I am here today to give you a presentation on leadership. An overview of what we'll be going over today is a team performance concept utilized based on the needs of the team, leadership and management skills that were used to lead team members, team diversity management, utilizing the project management concepts to impact my team or project. For leadership and management, so we have a crew that needed to be assembled to perform a wing weapons harness swap. This is a major project on an F-16. They'll replace an entire wing, and we have to replace the entire harness that runs through the wing and maintain all the assets that were installed on it previously to the maximum extent possible. So for this major project, there would have been a lot of effective planning that goes along with it. It's not a simple task, and you have to assemble specific people to accomplish this task, to include working with other agencies outside of our own, with technical analysis, decision-making people, communication, and conceptual skills. So the technical skills that were involved with this leadership would have been picking the most senior, knowledgeable member to lead the team for at least the weapons portion, which would have been me, and that's for the technical aspect of the skills. For the analysis, there's a lot of things that happen during the change that you always run into, and you have to be able to analyze those problems, make a decision on what those outcomes would be. You need to have people skills. You got to be able to talk to anybody that from any other agency that doesn't know exactly what you might be talking about, but you have to be able to relay that information to them because they might need the information for their next steps in their planning process. And that goes hand in hand with communication. You have to be able to perform that capacity along with the conceptual skills. Diversity management. So whenever we're forming this team, we had our manager who says, I need a team. They come to me, they say, have you done this before? I said, in some capacity I have, and I've done this, and we picked some of the younger guys that had not ever done this major project before, so that they can get some of that experience. So basically the team for what we were actually doing was myself and 3 inexperienced people with another team lead on a different shift with 2 other inexperienced people. So it was going to be a big learning project for everybody. So we're looking at personal skills, and the training expertise and the knowledge, anything any of them had that we could actually measure upon later on. So we say these brand new guys, they have no idea, they come from the different backgrounds, that this person might have worked on cars, or this person might not have done anything. We could see the scope of how little they knew or how much they knew, and then piece that together at the end to see, okay, can you train this for the next people that are going to have to do this project whenever, say, I'm gone. So we were looking at all these kinds of things, and especially while performing this major task, these brand new people that aren't experienced at all would see how frustrated they get, how they work through all the problems that will arise during this harness change. So for the team performance concept, some of the concepts utilized based on the needs of the team. So we delegated team member roles. I was a team lead. There was a team lead on the opposite shift who was going in the directions that I would give them. And with the inexperienced personnel that were there to learn, soak up all the knowledge that they could as much as possible. So a lot of it wasn't really developed for this person's a creator or advancer or executioner or anything. So it was more built on basically straight on expertise and the knowledge of what you're actually doing. And the team dynamics, I would go through and make sure that we're still working on the common goal. That how are we working as a team? What do I need to adjust? So there are times whenever things were getting difficult and they weren't picking up some of the information that was being explained to them, and I had to reset myself and think about, what's their background. We weren't trying to rush anything, so we got a lot of time to really spend with the airmen and teach them to be on a team and perform on a team. That goes with evaluating the performance. So we saw some of them grow exponentially. Like some guys, we didn't even know that they would be any good at all from whenever they first started, like not even barely knowing how to use tools, and then they really picked up on it, and they're gathering everything that all the knowledge and expertise for doing this project. And because we don't even get a guide for this stuff, we take a bunch of pictures, and then we take the harness off and put it back on a brand new wing with no markings. We have to just figure everything out. So we evaluate the performance that way, with really just talking about how much do you know about this thing? Like what did you learn from what we just did? What kind of box did we just take off, or what kind of harness clamp was this, or so on and so forth. And while enhancing our performance, it was just the communicating, letting them know, hey, you're doing an awesome job. Whether they were doing good or bad, it was still pushing through the task, and that they are actually not getting too down about it. And the final product, utilizing the project management concepts that impacted the project. So we went over the scope, time, cost, quality, or performance. So the whole project management, at least at my level, was really with the initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, controlling, all the way to completion. Was we initiated what we need to do. What is this wing chain? What all does it entail? So we're planning all that out, and then during the plan, because the wing was bad, so we had to put a new one on, obviously. So planning it out, how are we going to do it? That's whenever we got all of the team members, how I explained earlier, and what the roles were, and the amount of time that we had to accomplish it, which we were given a week. It takes longer sometimes. It depends on what happens. There were things that happened in between where we had to use our decision-making skills. Are we going to finish assembling this harness, or are we going to leave it halfway off until other agencies were finished with the airplane, and then they say, okay, you're good to go? Because what happened was the wing came back off twice. We had to take the harness off. So that was a huge problem that happened during, and it was a lot of knowledge given to us, for future changes, which we did 2 more after that. So that was part of the execution. So we developed a checklist of everything that we needed to execute on time, all through myself, and going with some of the people that were like our mentors, and monitoring and controlling. So if we were getting behind or anything, which we never fell behind, everything went kind of smooth. It was just the other agencies that were failing, and the whole team, that they had it down. Towards the end, once we took it off, we started putting everything together. You get a little bit of it done, inch by inch, and then they were just rolling, and they were working well together. I got to the point where I didn't have to do anything. I just stepped back and I just watched, and I trusted them, and that's part of that monitoring and control. And we were working well as a team. The opposite shift, they were doing everything that I needed to do. I would go back and check on them. And I'd let them know that, hey, you guys are doing awesome. You're killing it. And it goes to completion. So we look at our project review, and that's some of the takeaways that we had was, what did we do that we could have done better? Whether it was, hey, wait until they get done with these checks so that they don't have to take the wing back off and you're doing a lot of extra work. And so we could have been doing anything else other than going back and redoing everything that we already did, because it's so tedious and intricate. And then the overall, just how well these guys did, because at the end of it, they were able to train other people After we did 2 more wing changes, these guys become like experts. And that's all I have. Thank you.